Erzsebet, that's Erzsebet in English, and I'm going to talk about Qigong. Let me get my my notes. So, sorry guys, but I'm on a retreat in Greece, in Aegina, and I had to really quickly put together this presentation. And I'm going to start with how one's own nature has a huge effect on the healing, and I'm going to showcase some examples which I experienced during my workshops and also retreats. It's by one's own nature, I mean how people react to things, how what kind of thoughts they have, what kind of beliefs they have about things. And I saw that those people who are kind of saying that, yes, I'm ready to change, but they expect somebody else to solve their issues and they don't do the steps, they don't really have any improvements in their health. And by that, I also mean that in order to get better, you have to change something in your life, because illness is connected to our way of being, and illness is only a sign from the body that we have to change something in order to get better. It's only a signal from our body, and as soon as we do this change, the signal disappears. And I'm going to give you one example at the moment. I had a woman, I had several people actually with hip problems, and she was scheduled for hip replacement, the operation. And her hip looked like this. It was completely, let's say, ruined. And during my 2-day workshops, we saw her hip moving on its own and going back to place like this much. And she told us that she felt her bones moving in her hips. And I'm sure that everybody knows that you can't move your bones in your hips. You have no way how to do that from your mind. And she was so happy about the result that she came to my 1-week retreat. It was 2 years ago, actually. And she hoped that because during the 2 days she achieved so much, that during 1 week she's going to be completely healed. And that's how she got down there. And I also talk about emotional garbage to people, what kind of traumas, emotions they have to let go of, or what kind of thought patterns, like belief systems, they have to let go so that they can completely heal. And she had an issue in her life which was connected to her not letting go of something, and she was fighting. She has been fighting for years, with lawyers. And I told her, just let go of it, and then your hip will be better. But she couldn't. And her hip didn't improve any further on. And this is why I say that the person has to be willing to change within itself. I also have many people who, for example, now I'm in Greece, and I did a retreat, a Qigong retreat for people, and they came here that they wanted, okay, I'm there and the change is going to happen. And it happens all the time. Some people have miraculous healings. I just had a woman this year, and she was supposed to have a heart operation because her heart beat too fast, 18,000 extra beats per day. And she started with me in January, every day, practicing every day. And by the end of January, this reduced to 11,000. So the doctor told her that, no, we are going to postpone the operation. And also she had to take less pills during the day, medicine. And let's see you in 2 months' time. And the second checkup was in April. And she kept practicing Qigong with me every day. And by that time, this was reduced to 1,000 per day, from 18,000 to 1,000. And the doctor said he has never, ever seen such results in his life. And she should continue doing whatever she's doing. And he called off the operation completely. And so, but she really did what I told her. On the other hand, for example, now in this retreat, I had people who were kind of saying, oh, no, it's not possible. Oh, it's difficult for me. They also went drinking during the day, in the evening, although I told them it's not really good to drink that much. And of course, they didn't have that much improvement in their health. On the other hand, last year in the 1 week retreat, I also had another woman, and she had huge issues with her whole body. She was in pain all the time. But she did everything I told her, how I told her to do. And within 1 week, she was completely healed. No pain, no wear in her body, and she could walk properly. She left the cane behind, and also her posture became completely straight. And this year here in Nagina, I also had a participant who completely forgot about her painkillers because she didn't need them at all. And she remembered the day before yesterday, oh my gosh, this week I didn't take painkillers at all. She didn't even remember to take them. I'm going to show you the second part, which is connected to nature, because of course I always choose a place which has a nice surrounding, because nature always helps us to improve our health, because nature always gives energy to people and changes our mood. And also we get away from the everyday patterns of thoughts and feelings. We get into another state, a much more positive, better state, and that helps as well. And I would like to show you where we were now, just to give you an idea. Just a second. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So this is the seaside, and this is the place where we stay. I'm here in this place. I'm in a room now, but this is the courtyard. And I just want to show you a quick video, if I can start it. We are gathered around here and just talking a little bit. And I'm just explaining to them about the difference between TCM and Western medicine. And I would also like to show you my results. I mean, this is a group on Facebook where 1,700 people participated in a 21-day program I did this year. And every day I went live and I showed them maximum 2 exercises to do. It was just 15 minutes a day. And as you can see, many people commented, like 188, 165, 177, whatsoever. And what I noticed was that those who took action, they even wrote down their experiences, like here, these people, and of course, anywhere else, they had really good results already within the first 3 days of our practice. But those who didn't really take action, they couldn't see improvements. So it's so important to also tell people that, hey, you also have to change. You also have to do things. I had one woman tell me later, I did a 100-day for free when COVID started that year in 2020, for free for everybody, so that I help people. And I don't know, more than 5,000 people were in that group. And she told me that first, when she saw one exercise I taught, she said, this woman is crazy, and she left. Then she started that 100 days exercise, and she said on the fourth day she was out. She didn't do it any longer, and it was free. And then she did this 21 days, and she did it the whole 21 days, and she had huge improvements in her health. So sometimes, in many cases, only 15 minutes a day can bring really good results. And in other cases, it takes much longer, and people need to practice much more, because the issue is more severe. And this brings me to the body's healing process, how it's done, so to say. Many people talk now about the secondary brain. There are many papers in English especially, and how its role in the healing process of the whole body. And actually, it's the secondary brain which directs all the inner functions of the body. We can talk about the liver, or we can talk about digestion or breathing, whatever. It is the secondary brain who is responsible for everything that happens within the body. And these brains are connected to the dantians in Qigong. And the secondary brain is the first dantian, which is below the navel. And we always first collect the energy in this dantian, so that we give energy to the body, and then the body utilizes this energy to heal itself. And it's the secondary brain. It gets the energy, and it can work on healing the body. And how is this connected to the governing channel? The governing channel is connected to the nervous system. And because people nowadays are all the time stressed, they are in the sympathetic mode, and the body directs all the energy into the muscles, because you have to fight or flight, and it never rests. And the healing happens in the parasympathetic mode, when the body rests. And that's the time when the healing can start. And that's the time when the body can use the energy to start healing itself. That's why it's crucial to sedate this meridian. And I'm going to teach you some exercises as well. But I also have to talk about another aspect. Just let me get the word for it. I'm sorry. I know it by heart, but now I can't remember it. But I will get it in a second. Yes, the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve now is also the topic of all kinds of scientific research. It connects the brain and the body. And now they also say that the vagus nerve stores all our emotional traumas that happen during our lifetime. And in order to get better in our health, we have to release these traumas so that they don't have an effect on our life any longer. And the exercises I'm going to show you are connected to these two, the governing channel and sorry, the vagus nerve. And the first exercise now I'm sure everybody is tired because you have been sitting here and listening to many people talk about their findings and what kind of results they had. So it's important that you sit with your spine straight. You can imagine that there is something holding you up from the top of your head, so that the energy can flow well in your body. And the governing channel starts beside the eyes over here. And we are going to use our fingers to track this meridian along the way. So if you would like, please track with me. So, and see the results on your body. It has an immediate result actually. So we start tracking here, we go above the ear, behind the ear, coming down on the neck, on the shoulder, and on the arm in the middle outside, and coming down to the ring finger and pulling it off and throwing it into earth. And we do it on the other side as well. And this is called sedating the governing channel. It's, sorry, not the governing channel. I use the tripper warmer, sedating the tripper warmer. And with the vagus nerve, we can have an effect on the vagus nerve here at the back of the neck and around the belly button. And I'm going to show you two other exercises. One of them is just turning the head, making sure that your head stays straight to the left, slowly. And slowly back. And turning to the right. And we do this 2 more times. The left. Coming back. To the right. Coming back. One more time. To the left. Coming back. To the right. Coming back to the middle. And now we are going to move only our eyes. You can do it with your arms like this, but you can also do it without your arms being, your hands being behind the back of your head, like this, intertwined fingers like this. This makes sure that you don't move your head. And with your eyes, you look to the left, the far left, and you stare there. You keep your look here until you start yawning. Wait for the yawn. Or sighing is also good. When the yawning happens, you can come back to the middle. And only with your eyes, you look to the right, to the far right. And again, you have to wait until you start yawning. For me, it happens quite quickly. But for some people, it doesn't happen at the first time, or it doesn't happen at the second or third time. It means that their nervous system is, let's say, it's highly pitched and it takes time to calm down. This exercise has an effect on the vagus nerve and on the whole nervous system and completely calms the whole body. It can get into the parasympathetic mode. The people can get balanced, and very quickly they are rested just by doing this. And I also had people whose neck issues got solved. No more pain. The disc went back into its place, and they didn't have any more issues like that. The last exercise I'm going to show you is also connected to the vagus nerve. For that, I have to show you. Here's the belly button. This exercise is called Rofu. And whichever hand comes first, you put on the belly button, and the other palm you put on the back of your hand, like this. And let me see if I can show you better. And you start rotating anti-clockwise. It means that from the top you go towards the right, to the bottom, to the left, and back to the top, and keep going on to the right, to the bottom, to the left, and back to the top. Just keep doing it and pay attention to what happens in your body. As I said, the vagus nerve is closest to the skin here around the belly button. And by doing this, don't press your belly, please, just gently. We have an effect on all the inner organs. When I was in China on a retreat, I just would like you to see my face. There was a guy from Israel. He was in his 20s, but he had diabetes type 1. And the Qigong masters told him to do this exercise for half an hour every day, besides our practice together, because we had 7 hours of practice every day. And his blood sugar level became completely normal. He didn't have to take any more insulin. Completely normal, every day. And by the end of the 3rd month he was there, we had a fasting, not eating at all, for 2 days. And the Qigong master said that if there is anybody who can't do the fasting, they should tell them, and they are going to make sure that they get food every day in the kitchen, but not the others. Please stop at the top, and we do it the other way as well, from top to the left, then down, from down to the right, and from the right to the top. Please continue. And he said, I'm going to do the fasting with the others as well. Of course, he checked his blood sugar level several times during the day, and it was constant, perfect, during the 2-day fasting as well. And this happened only doing Qigong exercises and only working on himself. But everybody has to work on themselves, of course. A lot of traumas are hidden in our bodies, and we don't even remember those things that they happened. We had a guy also from Israel who was in the army, and he was a soldier and for many years. And at night he wouldn't know what he was doing. He was walking on the corridor and he was shouting and screaming really loudly. He was remembering things from the war he participated in. And those traumas have to come out somehow, because until they are in the body, they have a bad effect on our health, and our health keeps deteriorating. And that's why I said that that's one of the reasons I said everybody has to work within and to change things, to change the behavior, how I, let's say, react to a situation in my life, what kind of thoughts I let myself think, what kind of feelings I let myself feel. And it's our choice, it's our decision. So all the consequences are because of our decision. And we can change that and we can turn that around very quickly, very easily. As I gave you examples from my workshops. The last exercise I just showed you is also good for all kind of digestive issues, be it Crohn disease, be it irresistible bowel syndrome. It doesn't matter, be it only your stomach or ulcers, because here we work with energies. And everything is energy. Our body consists of energy, but whatever I look around, the computer, the wall, the clothes I'm wearing, everything is energy. Einstein said that from physics. And it only changes. And we can change energy very quickly if we know how to work with energies. And Qigong is a very good way of working with energies and experiencing change and health very quickly. Okay, you can stop.